Okay. All right. Well, it's a beautiful afternoon in the Washington, D.C. area. So we thank you for taking the time to spend with us this afternoon for a 30-minute webinar on Agentic AI. Today's webinar is sponsored by Optimal Solutions Group and Revelo Software. And we're hoping that you'll come away with ideas and methodologies for achieving faster and better results using Agentic AI. We will be promoting one of our products here, Optibot, to help you in that journey. Next slide. Jasmine, would you like to tell us a little bit about the logistics on this webinar?
Sure. So welcome everyone. Today's presentation will be muted just to prevent any feedback as our presenters are talking. If you have any questions, we will have a Q&A session at the end. You can unmute yourself and then ask questions there, or we have a Q&A section here. Feel free to put anything that you have in that section. And lastly, this webinar is recorded. We will be sending out a recording with closed captioning and transcription either tomorrow or by Monday.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, let's move forward with our agenda. We're going to go over the latest legislation. There's been a lot, and a lot of new LLM releases in the last 3 months. We'll provide 2 use cases to help you on your agentic AI journey, and then we'll follow up with a Q&A session. Again, today's webinar is a total of 30 minutes, 10 minutes on slides, 10 minutes on demos, and 10 minutes on Q&A. So nice and a short session to pack in. All right, next slide. Well, first, we want to tell you a little bit about Revelo software. Very short snippet. We're going to highlight 2 products today. Revelo is an end-to-end modular software as a service platform that can help you quickly build applications. And these are the applications we were able to quickly build, Optibot and Acquisition AI being the 2 that we're going to focus in on today. But you can see there are other ones, iAccessible for website accessibility, another one for comments processing, your document remediation for accessibility, quite a few. So if you have any questions about them, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to do a demo for you or talk about them later with you. Thank you. Jasmine, next slide. So this is a summary of the executive orders that have come out starting in January of 2025. There was a concern that maybe we weren't being as innovative and moving with the speed and quickness that we need to do. So there was an executive order saying, hey, let's remove all the barriers. Then there were concerns that maybe we moved too quickly, and then the government came back out and said, you know what, we still are going to maintain strong protections for Americans' privacy, civil rights, and civil liberties. However, we'd like for these technologies and AI to be led and made in the United States. If you want more information, there's a summary fact sheet in bullet 2, but you can go directly to the OMB memos and get more information. But those all of this has happened from January till just last month because we're in May 1st now. So take a look when you have a chance. Next slide. So one of the things that we've been doing over the years, I think for about 3 years now, we've been running webinars on AI. The first when the LLMs came out, the risks and rewards, what's the legislation, what can the agencies do around security, and now Agentic AI has come out in a very useful way. Just past just plain bots that sometimes don't give us the correct answers. And so Agentic AI gives you the most human-like experience running parallel processes and linear ones that you would actually have an experience as you would with someone. And if you want to learn more about all the different types of Agentic AI use cases and purposes, take a look. Take a look at the blog here on the Open API Hub. I have some great information. All right, next slide. So I know some of our attendees don't have the same access, and so we're going to make sure that you get this information in the Q&A if you can't see it in the chat. All right, so AI has been coming out really fast and strong. So xAI, which is Elon Musk's company, launched his company in February of this year, and then he introduced Grok 3, and 3.5 was rumored just 48 hours to be coming out. That's supposed to be able to answer very complex technical questions, like in chemistry or really technical fields, which the other AI bots have lacked. And then we just have, we're all familiar with ChatGPT. The latest release is 4.5, but 5 is rumored to come out pretty soon. And then you have Meta, Llama, and then you have some of the ones coming out of other countries, Alibaba and DeepSeek. And so they're all known for various things, whether they're agentic, task-based, or advanced reasoning. But these are the latest versions in case you were wondering what they are. Next slide. Jasmine, when we first started to use bots just through our regular customer relationship management tools, HubSpot, what can you tell us a little bit more how that works when someone visits a site and they use a simple CRM bot like with HubSpot?
Sure. So this bot that you're seeing on the screen on the left-hand side is very similar to what you would see on any other website. It's just a simple bot that's been programmed with if-then branches. We decide what the responses will be and what the content is, and then the user doesn't see all the back end, of course, they just see what's on the left-hand side, and we can triage and route to who we need to depending on the question and the answers.
Very good. Let's take them to the next level. Let's talk a little bit about a more sophisticated bot, one that doesn't necessarily have triage kind of answers. And a commonly used bot is chat-based. It's used by 9,000 companies worldwide, and it tends to answer questions in more human-like natural language answers. It can be used with APIs to various types of large language models or LLMs, and it still doesn't quite answer complex information, nor can it run complex inquiries. We run this bot on our E508 website, which is for document remediation, and it serves that function at that level. Let's move on to a more complex bot. All right. Many of us who work in the federal market, we picked some use cases that are pretty common for us. What's coming out in terms of procurement opportunities? We've experienced agency forecasts, they're delayed, maybe because of continuing resolution. Some of them only update once a year, some update monthly, some come in PDF, some are in Excel, and some of them are contained in the GSA Acquisition Gateway website, which is only updated quarterly. And so you'd have to click through all of those things, guessing when they've been updated, and looking for your specific opportunities related to your company. So what we did was we applied a bot layer. We harmonized all the data. We cataloged it. We can get into more about how Revelo software can help you do that. But it's not as easy as it sounds, just to say, okay, I'm going to use a bot. Just give me all the forecast data because it will hallucinate. If you just ask any GPT bot right now for those opportunities, you may get very authoritative, incorrect answers. So our colleague Jatin, he's going to bring up our consolidated agency forecast bot just to show you one that we've built. This is publicly available and free. We just figured we put this out, help the market, and in return, maybe people might want paid subscriptions of our acquisition AI product, and there's more about that product on that page. But Jatin, let's get started with a simple question. Let's say we're looking for opportunities at Homeland Security and IT. Um, and for everyone here, this follows the same kind of bot kind of behavior that others do. You have to kind of refine it to get it to understand what you're looking for. And so we're going to start with a broader question. And it says, oh, I found 12 opportunities at Homeland Security in IT or cybersecurity. And so let's say, oh, I'd like to know more about a specific opportunity. Jatin, can you drill in on one and give us more details?
Sure, Tracy. So let's say if we are interested in knowing more details about the cybersecurity opportunity, so we can just simply say, show me more details about this opportunity, and it will find us all the details about this contract from Homeland Security.
Okay, thanks, Jatin. So it's giving us a little bit more detail about specific opportunities. Let's say I'm a small business and I'm looking at Department of Health and Human Services, and I want to find small business opportunities there. Is that possible?
Yeah, that's possible. So we just ran the query to find out all the small business opportunities at Department of Health and Human Services. So we found some of the contracts here. Uh,
Okay. And so as everyone will see, typically it's going to give us 4 to 5 answers. Sometimes it'll give us up to 10. But you can use this as an opportunity to kind of drill down, find out more, say, provide me more. You can still prompt it to get more opportunities that you're looking for. You can ask it for NAICS code or different departments, operating divisions within the agencies. And so Jotun just put that in, and it's going to give more examples. These are just monitor upgrades. That's kind of a very distinct opportunity, but there you go. So thank you, Jotun. That was excellent. So we're going
Thank
to take you back. Thank you. We're going to take you back to our slides, and we have one more use case to show you. And so something we all do, whether it's a proposal, a report, or even a really long email, getting it done faster uh, and an easier process, but more importantly, having it be a higher quality than what you could have done on your own. And so that's what we're going to show you how to do today with our use cases here. Next slide. So typically, for those of you guys who work in the business development and proposal writing side of things, you're going to have to search for old proposal content. You're going to have to incorporate the directions from the RFP, the PWS for that added context. What's the latest legislation around this? What is the understanding in the background to the problem that the client's trying to achieve? Or solve. And so then you have to write new content, and then you do your color team reviews. And then, you get to the very end, you get to the white glove or the white team, and you're polishing it off, and you have a compliance checklist, and you have like 4 or 5 different subcontractors. It can be really tedious. And so we've developed a schema and a solution to help you do this. Now, next slide. And as we show you this, we just want you to keep in mind that when you're doing proposals, for those of you who may not work in that particular area, you have to pull your best people off of their projects to participate. They're not particularly happy about it, and the time it takes to get to all the project sites and the permissions, because not everyone has permissions to access all the different folders. And then the people who are tasked with pulling this proposal together may not understand all the technical content that's gone into it, and they're unable to accurately synthesize your executive summary, your introduction, or your background. And this just really all equals to a lack of accessibility across all of the information you need to build your proposal succinctly. So, next slide. So this is a really high level overview of agentic AI. This is the basic foundation of what agentic AI is, though. So first you have your user interface, your human interface where you're entering your information, and you need this coordinator, this orchestration layer to pull out all the various things that you need out of your database or database sources. And then you have your knowledge layer, your past proposals, your boilerplates, your examples, your templates. And then you have your specialized agents, whether it's research, writers, one to go in and check everything you've written, one to review everything the other agents did, and one to compile it all together. And then you actually can export it out into this terrific document. And you can actually use a bot actually to read and synthesize all the information you've done, like Optibot. Imagine sending like a bot with your proposal, and the reviewers could just ask questions and get the information they need within your proposal or your report. And so we're going to show you an example of a recent proposal that we've done. I'm going to turn this over to Mark, and we're going to show you how we got through all these phases, and then we said, okay, did we pass or fail? And this is a very complex proposal we just submitted, and Mark's going to walk us through it.
Yeah, thank you, Tracy. Yeah, and just to tell you, it was very complex. There were multiple solicitation documents, and then during the Q&A session, there were 64 pages worth of questions and answers. So that's a lot to digest, and particularly for a large contract. And so we used the chatbot. We read in the solicitation documents, gave it an appropriate prompt, and we're able to generate a compliance checklist, a very detailed compliance checklist that takes into account not just the original solicitation, but also the Q&A. That again makes it very challenging. So this compliance checklist makes it easy to use and easy to follow, gives a step-by-step guideline. Of course, solicitation documents are supposed to do that as well. And then, as Tracy mentioned, when you're writing, actually, we do this iteratively. We do a compliance checklist of our proposal, and we're able to self-score based on the criteria in the solicitation. And so we're doing that, of course, throughout the proposal writing phase, but definitely at the end to essentially self-assess, tell us where to help us identify where the deficiencies are, and you're able to do that again within just a few seconds. Thank you, Tracy.
Very good. So when you get to the last part, and it'll tell you you've scored 100% on this section, but try talking a little bit more about some of the other evaluation criteria. You're doing state and local. Did you mention your state and local experience and cumulatively how many years and in what context? So that has been a lifesaver. We've been able to actually generate proposals in a day versus weeks, and sometimes they take months. So this is a lot of information. Some of us are novices. Some of us have never used an agentic AI. But first, I'd say go to your laptop screen in the upper right-hand corner. If you're using Microsoft, you'll have Microsoft Copilot on the right side. You can just start using that today. Also, and if you're using Gmail, Gemini pops up if you're starting to write emails. So whether we ask for it or not, it's there, and you might as well take advantage of it. Don't use any sensitive information, PII, anything that could be compromised. Again, we want to protect civil liberties and rights and privacy of people we're working with. All right, how do you get started? Tom's Guide is a great place to go to. 7 prompts you can't live without. Try it out. It's a lot of fun. And then I want to also caution that sometimes AI looks like AI generated content. It's gotten a lot better. You have to work with it. But there are tools out there to actually do that final layer review to help you to make it look like it's been human written. And I tell people when we're talking about agentic AI, it can't make up our past performance for us. It can't make up the skills of our staff. It can't make up our corporate operating systems or things that we do that we've built as a company to add value, but it does help us communicate that better. If you're using these tools, sometimes you'll get extra dashes, hashtags, periods at the end of a sentence. There are ways to clean this up, and there are tools out there such as Write Human to help you do that. So Jasmine has dropped that link, and feel free to try that out as well. Next slide. So we're going to open up to Q&A and discussion. If you're interested in any of our products, please feel free to reach out to us. There's phone numbers, email. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to do a demonstration of our Optibot. We can help you set up your own bots. We can help you with Revelo software, application building. There's quite a number of things we'd love to help you with. So I want to see if there are any questions. Hey, Jonathan, how are you? Let's see, are you muted? Let's see, he's on mute.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
Thank you. Great presentation. Thank you. This is actually really good, especially for folks who are looking to apply for new grant opportunities that are coming up. The question I have is, this is all live and good to go. So this isn't a prototype. This is legitimately active and ready for use.
Yes. So Jasmine dropped in a link, for instance, for the procurement forecast page. You can use that bot today. We have paid subscriptions to Revelo software to do the report writing. to do the market research. All of those are products, yes, that we'd love to talk to you about.
Awesome. This is great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jonathan, and thanks for being a great client for many years.
You guys.
All right. Sridhar wants to know, what agencies are you targeting with this business case? Is it cloud-based? Yes. Revelo software as a service. We know that sometimes agencies want to have like an on-premise solution, and we can convert it to be within your environment. We can integrate. That is the core strength that Revelo offers, that we can do enterprise integration, which we have with CMS and Department of Education and USAID, so that you can do single sign-on through the agency's enterprise website. Revelo also offers workflows, which is important for AI to have that human intervention to tag and code and catalog and create metadata for what you're ingesting. I know that the federal government is doing this one GSA kind of move towards procurement. And I know that they try to ingest a lot of data directly into AI. You really need the guardrails to classify the information. Is it PII? Is it sensitive or not? And then to catalog it so that you can query it much more efficiently to reduce hallucinations. So where's your AI pulling the forecast? Very good question. So I've been doing this for a lot of years, and typically there are forecasts out there. And so this is an unusual year. And continuing resolution also impacts the ability of agencies to post their information. So we're just going to the links of the forecast, even if they're not populated, we're still pulling from them. And we do a once a week update off of every procurement agency forecast out there.
Can I follow up on that? Sometimes the forecasts are hard to find. And so, yeah, we've done a lot of work in identifying those forecasts. And again, it's important that they're consolidated because there's so many. Department of Energy's got upwards of 20 different forecasts, separate forecasts.
Good question. Yes, the forecasts are delayed. I hear they're coming. Some agencies do have some data out, but they are delayed. Is it FedRAMP compliant? So Revelo has been receiving authorization to operate approvals from several agencies, and it has gotten FedRAMP approvals at the agency level. As many of you know, Revision 5 is the last big FedRAMP package, and GSA is working to consolidate that. So instead of taking 2 years to get the Joint Authorization Board approval from GSA, it'll take days. And so we're participating in the workshops and working groups to help make that happen. It's anticipated the new streamline process will cost $5,000 instead of $500,000. It'll take days instead of months or years. And so when that comes out, the new package will come out. We're going to run it through there. Now, that's why it's important to separate agentic and generative AI from your applications, that it's separable. Because unless you're in a closed loop environment, generative AI cannot pass an ATO because you're calling out to a commercial cloud. And unless that commercial cloud is closed, which there are cases of that, you can't get a FedRAMP approval. So it is a little complex. That's why we keep everything separable, and we have it as an option for the agencies to use. So you could put in public information into your generative AI, but sensitive information remains in Revelo, and then that public information is imported into Revelo, and then you can do your compiled kind of or aggregate analyses there. All right. Any more questions? Just taking a look. All right, these were all great questions. And I will give another minute or so for any more questions. But if not, I thank you all for joining today. Please visit that Tom's Guide. Please visit our acquisition gateway or acquisition forecast bot page. Learn more information about Acquisition AI, Revelo software. Thank you, Jonathan. And we look forward to hearing from all of you. Thanks for joining us today.
Tracy, we have one more question.
Oh, we have one more question. Okay. Let's see here. What's the question, Jasmine?
What is the training data set that is being used for the chatbot? And how is it different from the normal chatbots?
So one of the things we did early on, since our core strengths are in statistical analysis, program evaluation, really rigorous methods, we tend to use large or big data sets. So for acquisition AI, we actually access through a public API over 37 million records for previous contracts. And so, SAM.gov and all the publicly available APIs, we access those data. And so those are some of the training sets. Now for the procurement forecast, it looked easy, but it wasn't. We had several false starts because it seemingly was easy. Some are in PDF format, as I mentioned, and some are in Excel, but they don't have the same columns and rows. And so we had to kind of categorize and standardize the data in order for the bot to be trained on it. And so, yes. So it all depends on who the client is and what the data sets are that they need to get their answers. But we use over 30 databases for acquisition AI, federal databases. Okay. Did I get all the questions, Jasmine? You're welcome.
Yes, that looks like I
Sure,
see
Lisa.
someone is typing. Oh, okay.
Thanks, Lisa. All right. Was it Lisa that was typing, Jasmine?
Yes, but it was just thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Excellent presentation. Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. Take care.